So, niching, and what is this all about? And before we go into niching, because there is some resistance from some people about niching because they think they can help anyone, or they don't think they've got a specialism for a particular niche. It's not quite true. It's all about perspective. But let's step back a bit. Why are we doing storytelling and niching together? And the answer is really simple. When you tell a story about someone just like the person listening, they tune in more. They can actually see themselves in that situation. They can empathize much more with the person you're telling the story about, and it increases the number of sales that you get. So it's a good use of time because more people that you share the story with will say yes and buy. And one of the things we should do, if we've got a story about a particular niche that we've helped, we should bring those people to the meeting so that they can hear it, because they're going to be turned on by that, in terms of they're going to see themselves in the situation where you're telling the story. Because remember, we're doing scene setting, we're talking about a pain point, then what we did, the results that they experienced, and how it made them feel. And if it's someone just like them, they're going to really tune in, and the conversion rates will be higher as a result. So we're doing it to help you get more sales. So really, if you say that you can help everybody, then your effectiveness is about here. But when you're dealing with somebody in particular, so it could be a particular niche, so it could be accountants, lawyers, web companies, graphic designers, even though it could be a very generic product or a generic thing that you've done, because they can relate to the person you're telling the story about, your effectiveness increases. So why not deal with people in a particular niche where you've got a strong story? So separately, we'll talk to each of you about what your niche should be, but think about people that you have helped that are in a very large sector. So my traditional story of underwater basket weavers is not a big niche. So you might have a fantastic story with underwater basket weavers, but not many people on our calls will know very many of them. So you're not going to get as many referrals. Whereas if you choose a business coach, a lawyer, accountant, insurance broker, whatever, we're all likely to know someone like that. So we're more likely to share the story. And also, you can find them more readily on LinkedIn. And that's what this session is about. So without further ado, let me show you how to do this. So the first thing you need to know is where to find the page where you can invite people. So one place is in this guide that we've produced. There'll be different versions as we go along, but on the checklist, we've got a comment invitation niches page. So you can click through to it there. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is, if you're not good at bookmarking things, then every day in the group, see we posted today the 5-comment challenge, how to do hashtag networking, referrals, and the 5 invite story challenge. So you can click the link from there too. So this is where, if you've chosen a niche that is readily available on LinkedIn, what you will discover on this page is a whole bunch of people who are likely to attend networking events. So if you scroll down, we've got accountants, and behind each of these words is an emotional word. The reason we've done that is that this helps you find accountants that are posting. And when you choose an emotional word, it's less likely to be a corporate post. And it's more likely to be them talking as a human being. Not all the time, but you can scroll down, and all of these people, all of these LinkedIn categories are the types of people that would attend networking events. So if you've helped anybody in any of these sectors, so virtual assistants, graphic designers, health, wellness, fitness, there's a couple of legal categories there, marketing, movies, and so on. So when you find, so it might be professional training and coaching, click one of those. And what you now have is a number of posts from the last week. This one is using the emotional word anxious. So you tend to find that they're talking a little bit more human. So you can find posts that you can comment on. Now I'm going to step back a little bit, because one of the things I missed is, before you go on to any of these pages, what you want to do is click the copy invite text button. And then if we go back to this post, have you had an experience similar to this? Just for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to read the whole post, but I'm going to give you an example of, you've read the post. The first thing you do is respond to it in a human way. So you put a comment in. I'd probably go into a little bit more depth, because the deeper you go, the more empathy you build. Now, the key thing with me is you've got to choose people where you're resonating with what they're saying and you like them. If they're talking about something where you disagree with, then they're probably not a good client type for you, because you're not going to get on. So only choose people that you really like. Now, if you remember, I pressed that copy button. So now when I paste, I can then say, by the way, I'm attending a 40-minute Zoom, so full of business owners on Tuesday at 10 a.m. You can spread this out a little bit, so I'll just put another line. Tuesday, that is it. And I could then post it. And then all you've got to do is do 10 of those a week. So break it down into 5 comment challenges. I'll do it all at once a week, half an hour to an hour. Get 10 invites out, and then basically a percentage of those will accept. If they do, let them know that we will send them the Zoom link, and pass me their name, the LinkedIn profile link, and have a look at their contact details. So if I'm a first degree connection with Teresa, click on their contact info, and if they've got a mobile number, supply that for me, and then I can send them the Zoom link. So that's how you invite people to the meeting. Now, the next thing is story pledges, but we'll come on to that in another video. So that's it, really. There are options for tracking what you've done, so you can actually copy the comment link, keep it in a spreadsheet, and you could follow those people up later, people who don't respond, because it's not because they've rejected you necessarily. They may not have read the comment. So you could come back to them later, try another comment invitation, and they may well accept next time. So that's it. I hope that's been useful. Thanks very much for listening.